Welcome back and thanks for stopping by. On this episode, I'm going to share with you what I'm now spinning, Rush's 2112, an absolutely class album. I picked this up when I was in New York last year. As you can probably see from the sticker there, the store name is on it. It's a shop called Booklet, and it's located in Manhattan, in New York, between 5th Avenue and 6th Avenue on West 45th Street. Now, the way I found out about this store was through the legend that is Brendon Snyder. So I knew I was going to New York, and I knew I was going to go on a bit of a haul and pick up some albums. And I decided to look up the internet, as you do, look up YouTube and see are there any good record stores in the city in Manhattan that I could go to. And sure enough, Brendon's video popped up, and one of the stores he visited was this very store. So Book Off in Manhattan, absolutely brilliant store. Couldn't recommend it enough. Now the price of this one was actually pretty expensive. It was $26 for a used double album. But I honestly found it very hard. It's very hard to pick up Rush records and CDs anyway, especially in Ireland. They're not a very popular band in Ireland, and I don't come across a lot of their stuff very often. So whenever I do, I try and pick it up. But certainly when I was in the States, I said now is a great opportunity to pick this one up because I never know if I'll pick it up again. Now, as I mentioned there, it's a double CD, okay? So basically what that means, so it's a lovely digipack here. As you can see, there's two discs, and they've got the proper inserts there. So the discs aren't bouncing around the place. They're not wedged into the cardboard, which I absolutely hate. The first disc is the original album, obviously remastered on CD, so sounds absolutely amazing. But the second disc is a DVD, and it's a DVD audio in 5.1 surround sound. So I don't have a system at the moment that will play 5.1 surround sound, but Pat from Close to the Edge, you should check out his channel if you like prog rock, because he's an expert in prog rock and he always has good content being uploaded probably twice a week at the moment. So definitely go check out Pat's channel. But Pat does have 5.1 surround sound and he says it's amazing. So at some point in the future, I might look to upgrade my system to 5.1 surround sound. And when I do, I'll be able to enjoy the second disc, the blue disc on this. But the red disc is currently in my CD player playing, as this is the album that I'm now spinning. So yeah, it was expensive, but look, I thought it was worth getting because of the version that it is, and it was the only one that was there. So yeah, pretty cool. I'm going to run through the album now and why I like this album so much. So 2112, it's probably considered like Rush's breakthrough album into, I'm not going to call it the mainstream, because Rush are not a mainstream band. They've never been a mainstream band. But certainly this album took them to another level of, what should we say, popularity. On the back of this album, they became more widely known among rock and prog rock fans. They were playing bigger venues on the back of this album, and it allowed them the opportunity to create more fantastic albums, moving on to albums like Moving Pictures and Permanent Waves and stuff like that. So absolutely fantastic stuff. But this particular album, for me, it was one of the first albums by Rush that I ever heard the whole way through, and honestly blew me away, absolutely blew me away. It starts off with a 21-minute piece of music called 2112, and on the old vinyl, that would have been one side. So it's got 7 different parts of music in this one piece of music. So 7 different chapters, if you will. It's got the overture, which is part 1. That's an instrumental, absolutely fantastic. Hard rock, prog rock, all mixed in together there. Really, really heavy. Love that. Then you've got part 2, which is the Temples of Syrinx, which is, again, another one. This is where the vocals come into play. Chapter 3 is Discovery, where they're discovering music. There's a whole concept around this album. I don't really want to get too much into it, but certainly go read it up if you're interested. But this is a real concept album, and certainly this piece of music tells a story, and it's absolutely fantastic. All the lyrics, of course, written by Neil Peart. So great stuff altogether. Then we get the presentation of music to the High Priests, which is number 4. Number 5 is Oracle the Dream, and then part number 6 is Soliloquy, and then it ends on a grand finale, which is absolutely fantastic. Within all that, there's fantastic drums, there's guitar solos, riffs, absolutely brilliant. Everything you'd expect from Rush packed into that 21 minutes, and it's absolutely brilliant. Blows me away every time. The second side of the album, which would be, side B on a vinyl, but on the CD they can actually fit it all onto one disc. So the second side here has another 5 songs. So the first song on the second side is A Passage to Bangkok, which is a good song, but for me the guitar solo blows it away on that song. It's very unconventional, the timing of it, starts, stops, and comes in kind of on the half beat. Absolutely brilliant. Alex Lifeson is a genius guitar player, absolutely genius. Very underrated and doesn't get enough credit, in my opinion. Then we move on to The Twilight Zone, which Rush were big fans of horror, so they wanted to show that with one of the songs on the album, and that's where this one came from. Not one of my favourite Rush songs, but that's okay, we'll give them a pass on that. The next song then is Lessons, which is brilliant, very good Rush song, prog rock song. Then we have a slower, quieter ballad song called Tears, which is okay, it's I probably wouldn't skip it if I'm listening to the album, but again, like, not their strongest. And then it ends with one of the Rush's best songs, in my opinion, Something for Nothing. It's got everything you expect from Rush. Hard rock, there's bits of like vintage Led Zeppelin in there, from what I can hear. You've also got like fantastic guitar playing from Alex Lifeson, brilliant bass by Geddy Lee, the drums Neil Peart. It goes without saying that it's phenomenal on this track as well. And then a guitar solo absolutely to die for. Something for Nothing, absolutely brilliant. Great chord progression as well, and something to really hook you in. So look, I'm just going to run through the booklet on the album now, and just show you some of the imagery and the photographs that are included. So this is, of course, the original album cover, I believe, had this this logo, which is very synonymous with Rush at this stage, but obviously you can see it's the picture of the individual against the system, so Rush were very big on individuality, and yeah, I think this was the whole concept of this album. On the second page there, it's just nicely done. It just tells you the members of the band and very simply what they play. So Alex Lifeson on guitar, Neil Peart on percussion, and Geddy Lee on bass and vocals. So absolutely brilliant there. Gives a story about the album, which I love reading through when you're actually listening to the music. Really brings it to life. We've got great pictures of the band there. From 1976 when the album was released. We've got Alex Lifeson and Neil Peart with a funky looking moustache there, looking very cool. On the next page then we've got Geddy Lee, and we've got a picture of the band live. Great stuff. On to the next page then, and we're into the songwriting credits, and at the end then there is just a picture of the band leaning up against the wall, looking very cool there. Actually, are they lying down on a rug? No, I think they're leaning up against the wall there. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool picture. And then we get some black and whites from the band backstage and on stage and what have you. Again, more stuff that you don't get with digital, streaming. This is the kind of stuff that we live for when you like your physical media. And then an excellent photo here of Geddy Lee absolutely rocking his bass to a packed house. Obviously on the 2112 tour. So absolutely brilliant. A lot of these photos would have been added in on the remastered versions. And then you have a great photograph of all 3 members of Rush on fire there in full action poses. Absolutely brilliant. And that is the end of the booklet. So that's what's now spinning at the moment in my CD player, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you're currently listening to. What album is doing it for you at the moment. Like all of us physical media collectors and music fans, we go through phases with bands or with certain styles of music where we'll, that's all we'll be listening to will be a certain album, certain band, certain era. And it's always good to hear what other people are listening to, because it can put you in a different direction. And you can actually go, explore new music that you might not have heard before. And that's the great thing I love about these YouTube channels and all of us music lovers on YouTube. We get an opportunity to share what we're listening to, what's doing it for us at the moment, and also other people can share with us what they're listening to, and we can get turned on to new material, which is absolutely brilliant. So look, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're new to the channel and you haven't already subscribed, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. If you liked the video, please click the like button. And if you could also comment below, I really, really appreciate it. Trying to grow this channel up. I'm at about 3,800 subscribers. Hoping to get to 4,000 by the end of January. And then hopefully 5,000 by the summer. But look, I would really appreciate if you subscribe. I'm trying to get new content out every day at the moment, which is challenging, but I'm going to keep it going to see if we can really grow this channel and grow this community. So thanks very much, and I will talk to you on the next one.